most influential women to me would have to be Erin Brockovich. I love the empowering activism that she embodied and that she came from nothing with 2 children and 2 ex-husbands and all of the odds stacked against her being fully underestimated. She overcame everything to basically pursue a legal career without a law degree and land the highest paying class action lawsuit in US history. So I think that's pretty badass. The advice that I would give young women looking to be in a leadership position is to lean in. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to speak up and don't shy away. Let your opinions be heard. If you don't know something, don't be afraid to ask questions and put your ideas out there. You never know what will stick. Have that confidence in yourself and don't let people intimidate you out of taking up space and being fully present. People can be allies to women by looking us in the eyes when we're speaking. If a woman asks you a question, look into her eyes while you respond. If a woman is speaking up in a boardroom or in a social setting, listen to her and make sure other people listen as well. It's only when people truly acknowledge the value in diversity and representation and having women in the community around you that your community will be fully inclusive and your business will be too.
The most influential woman in my life growing up was Frida Kahlo. She was one of the first feminists probably in the 1940s-50s. She wasn't afraid to be herself, and that's why she's most known for her self-portraits. With her unibrow, being from a Colombian and Persian family, I also had really bushy eyebrows and a mustache growing up, and she told us that you don't have to be that standard that everyone expects you to be, and you can be proud of who you are and to embrace who you are. So I love her. My advice for young women that are aspiring to be in a leadership role is don't be afraid of yourself. Sometimes we doubt ourselves, we think we can't do things. Just go for it. You know, even if you think you can't, just do it. The worst someone can say is no, and at least you tried. Ways that other people can be allies to women is listening, and not just listening, but once you listen, to put that into action and make something of it. A lot of times people, they just listen to what we say and just throw it out and not even think twice about it, but if we really put it into action, we can make something really great.
One of the most influential women to me was definitely a teacher that I had in high school. She opened up a lot of conversation regarding equality, social issues, and I think if we hadn't discussed those things openly, then I would have grown up to be a lot different of a person. For young women trying to be in a leadership position, I really encourage you to be confident. I think always keep in mind that you're meant for the opportunities that are presented to you. So go into that full force with confidence, and everything will work out in your favor. I think for anyone to be an ally to women, it's important to listen to us, collaborate with us, and encourage us to take leadership in different roles, help us exceed our goals, and just really, have our backs.
The most influential woman I know is probably my grandmother, because she came here from Colombia and basically raised my mother on her own and learned English all by herself and became a working woman in a very male-dominated workspace and took care of my great-grandmother her entire life. So I feel like her empowerment and her struggle kind of just has shown me that nothing can really stop you from achieving whatever you want to achieve in life. Some advice that I would give to women who are aspiring to be in a leadership position is just to not take no for an answer and just kind of like push the boundaries. Don't be scared to take a risk or like hide in the shadows. Just do your thing and show people who's boss. People can be allies to women by essentially just being kind to one another and being nice to your neighbor, essentially, because kindness can go a long way, and you're only at a workplace for 8 hours a day. Don't let that affect the way that you treat other people. It makes the days go by a lot quicker and makes work a lot more fun.
I would have to say the most influential woman in my life, past, future, or present, would be my eldest sister, Kim. She was older than me by 12 years, and I have such vivid memories of even when I was 5 years old, she sat me down and she said, you can do whatever you want. Start thinking now about what you're gonna study in university. Start thinking now about the adventures you're gonna have. Start thinking now about the dreams that you as a woman can make real. She was very passionate, she was very feisty, and she's only gotten more so as she grew up and helped me grow up through my life. As a child with a mother who is a bit old English style, she was from England, she was raised a certain way, she went to a finishing school. I didn't get that a lot from her, where I did get the passion to have ambition and to see the whole world before I'm done from my sister Kim. And so, yeah, thank you to her. The advice that I would give women looking to be in leadership roles would have to be fake it till you make it. I've done that my entire career. There's going to be points where people ask you to do something you don't completely know how to do. Say yes and figure it out as you do it, because chances are you're going to succeed. Don't be afraid to take those chances. Don't let the doubt in your head overcome that ambition in your belly. You can do whatever you want to do because you are strong and you are powerful. I believe people can empower women by knowing that we're all in this together and helping each other lift up higher. In Australia, there's a saying, which is the tall nail gets the hammer. Pretty much what that means is that anyone who tries to be strong, anyone who tries to be successful, or anyone who tries to rise above the place that they were born will get knocked down or cut down or put back in their place. I think that's a really troubling saying, because at the end of the day, we have to remember we're in a society. We're in a universal place where if one person succeeds, one person gets lifted up, one person successfully tries to live their honest truth, that's a good thing. That makes everyone better, that makes us all better, that makes society better. So I believe that we have to always lift each other up. Don't knock each other down. Don't be afraid of other people's success and think that it makes your success less. When one person succeeds, we all succeed.
One of the most influential figures in my life is Ruth Ginsburg. I admire her intellect and resilience, as well as the way that she was able to strategically navigate through the most sophisticated industry and the highest guarded, the most well-guarded industry in this nation, and be an aspiring figure for the rest of the country in history. The advice I have for young women is to speak up and don't be afraid to be different. Ultimately, it's your idea and intellect that matters. People can be allies to women by recognizing the importance of representation. Diversity is there not for the sake of affirmative action, but because it makes your organization and society more robust and healthier.
I feel like the most influential woman past would be something like Antonia. She really lived her life and didn't really care what anybody thought of her, both sides of the culture in Mexico and the US. And present would be my mom for really branching out of her home country with her family and really learning the language. My advice for women aspiring roles in leadership would be, really listen to your feminine energy, establishing your boundaries, and just really stand in your power. How can people be allies to women? I would say really elevating our space in the room, having those spots on the table where they really take our opinions and value what they really mean. And, just protecting women in cannabis industry alone, like with sexual harassment and just sexism.
I would say the most influential woman in my life is my mother, and she really represents the divine feminine as a resilient, receptive person that holds a lot of grit despite a lot of trauma. And growing up and being a female executive at a time when no one was really doing that work, she really paved the way and showed me that you could do that, and to do it fearlessly and assertively, but with a lot of love and grace and humility and warmth and sweetness. And so a lot of who I am comes directly from that, but also her as a symbol of kind of like Pachamama, the healing earth and the nourishing force that feminine energy brings. I'm super grateful to be a carbon copy, pretty much embodiment of my mom. Women who are aspiring to be in a leadership position absolutely do it. Show up, take up the space, claim what is yours, and know that, you more than anything, what you need is a crew of women, peer support, a network, people who understand what you're going through and that can empower you instead of taking this perspective of things happening to us. Be an agent. Don't allow the internalized self-hatred or internalized imposter syndrome or internalized sexism to stop you from what you righteously know is your birthright, which is to be an empowered female in the world. So reach out and grab whatever the heck you want, and do it with humility, but definitely do it with knowledge that you have everything that you need, and don't let anyone tell you different. Some advice for folks who want to be allies in women's empowerment and support women in this space is really just to listen deeply to women, and also listen deeply to your own intrinsic biases. A lot of times the assumption is that women are less than, or they're not as capable as, and just making sure that they are able to shine in positions of power and in leadership is not only good to diversify the company in terms of internal ideas and the energetics of it, but actually that kind of love can be lucrative. There's actually signs that diversity increases profitability as well. So whether your bottom line is morale and building the world to be a better place, or you just want a solid business model, including women in the ranks at high levels is going to achieve that.